We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's gonna attack the basket all night long. So I'm gonna make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money.
The Hawks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball. Capella's checked in, and Monty Unitas subbed in for Michael Beasley. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Clark, one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
On the court for Atlanta, Parker in at shooting guard. Splitter is out there with Scott. That's Thabo Sefolosha. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach for the Rockets just a moment ago. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
All right, Doris, and guys, what's your take on Coach's strategy here?
I'll tell you what, he doesn't sugarcoat it at all. I mean, it's a challenge going up against a team that is just as potent offensively as this group is, and he wants his guys to be mentally prepared for it.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to take some major intensity at that end of the floor if they're going to be able to weather the storm.
Parker drives in, and off the front iron, and in it goes.
And how about that road record for the Hawks? 25-16 last season. 9 of those wins came during that 19-game winning streak in early 2015.
That's tipped. Here's Harden. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Brewer is checked in for Ariza. And it's Andrew Gaudlock in for Patrick Beverly. Cephalosha kicks it over to Schroeder. Down low, clock at 6. Parker drives in. Good work defensively by Harden.
Boy, you look at the Hawks, and they seem to be built to play on the road because they can survive a player having an off game. They're so deep and versatile. Team basketball is a lot less prone to go cold when you're on the road.
Parker dishes to Schroeder, and it's blocked. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the feed to Brewer. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 3rd assist on the night. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Schroeder passes to Parker. Doesn't get the finger roll. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but
basketball, this is my bad.
It's an interesting concept at Dwight. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Montejunas comes in for Smith. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Michael Beasley. And it's Harden in for Corey Brewer. And so in the game for the Hawks, Parker, he's in at shooting guard. Cephalosha is out there with Scott. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Splitter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Rockets foul call. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division, and as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs, but the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6. When I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
Splitter with a screen on Harden. Here's Schroeder. Scott kicks to Parker. And the rejection by Harden. There's a minute left here in the second. Montejunas has the open look. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
Harden, that's good.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
34 seconds left to play in the first half. Another miss by Parker. For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against New Orleans.
And it seems odd to say, given that they won that pretty easily, but really they did not look especially strong in that game.
Yeah, and if there wasn't a scoreboard around, you would have thought it was a lot closer than it ended up being.
Gaudlock dishes to Harden. Takes a 3. And there's Ariza. That's good on the assist by Harden. Ariza's got it back down to single digits for Houston. Schroeder. And the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And so that brings the...
Josh.
The second half just about to get going here. The group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Montejunas comes in for Michael Beasley. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gaudlock subbed in for James Harden. Patrick Beverly out there with Andrew Gaudlock. Then there's Brewer. Then there's Montejunas. And it's Capella in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Montejunas kicks to Capella. From outside the arc. Rebound by Parker. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists.
Punches it down with pop.
And rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And Beverley kicks to Motiejunas. Sinks that one from the post. Motiejunas has got his second basket of the game.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Now here's Schroeder, defended by Beverley. Schroeder kicks to Parker, puts up a three, and it's Parker again missing. Rockets trail by 10. Stolen by Beverley. And here we go. Fast break. Beverley's got it. Gaudelot gets the bucket.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
The Hawks making a switch here. Millsap's checked in, and Gaudelot kicks to Brewer. The shot misses, so Atlanta will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. There's the pass to Motiejunas. There's a screen by Motiejunas. Shot clock at 5. And it's Beverley missing.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
The fourth quarter just moments away now. So for the Rockets, Capella's checked in, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Gaudelot. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Parker's checked in for T. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Kyle Korver is out there with Parker, and it's Bazemore at the 3. Parker drives in, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on James Harden.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
And it's Capella missing. Beverley against Parker. Outside, Scott back to Parker. 6 feet out, and Capella sends it back. And
Well, Paul, congrats.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along